It's a scary thought, but your arteries could be silently clogging right now, and you wouldn't even feel it happening. No chest pain, no warning signs, nothing obvious, until it's too late. That's the terrifying thing about heart disease. The damage often builds quietly over the years, and the first symptom is sometimes the worst case scenario, a heart attack, a stroke, or even sudden cardiac arrest. But here's the good news. What you eat every day can actually start reversing the process. Today we're going to cover 5 incredibly powerful foods that support clean arteries, reduce plaque buildup, and protect your heart naturally. This isn't theory. These are ingredients studied for their impact on inflammation, cholesterol, circulation, and even those hidden layers of arterial bacteria that contribute to long-term blockages. If you're serious about heart health, or if you're trying to avoid the mistakes of family history, stick around. This list can make a difference starting with your very next meal. But before we jump into the 5 foods, let's take a second to understand what's really happening inside your body when arteries clog. You've probably heard of plaque, that buildup inside the arteries made of cholesterol, fats, calcium, and other substances in your blood. Over time, plaque sticks to the walls of your arteries and hardens, narrowing the opening for blood to pass through. This condition is called atherosclerosis. The narrower those arteries get, the harder your heart has to work to push blood through, and the higher your risk of major complications. Now, here's what makes it so dangerous. Plaque doesn't build up overnight, and it rarely causes symptoms right away. You could have 60% blockage and not feel a thing. That's why so many people who felt fine one day end up in the emergency room the next. And the worst part? Once that blockage becomes critical, it may be too late to reverse with diet alone. So what do? You take action before that happens, and that starts by adding foods that can help clear the path. Foods that naturally lower inflammation, reduce cholesterol, support better circulation, and fight off the bacteria and biofilms that make plaque harder to remove. Yes, bacteria. Recent studies show that biofilms, thin layers of bacterial colonies, can line your arteries and actually attract more plaque. These biofilms make it easier for cholesterol and calcium to stick to your artery walls. It's like a sticky foundation that turns into a highway for plaque to accumulate. And guess what fuels those biofilms? Inflammation, poor diet, and chronic stress. So now that you know what you're fighting, let's talk about the 5 foods that are proven to help clean your arteries and protect your heart naturally. Let's start with the first one, and it might already be in your kitchen. The first food on the list is garlic. This little bulb has been used for centuries, not just as a flavor booster, but as a natural medicine, and for good reason. Garlic contains powerful sulfur compounds, including one called allicin, which acts like a natural blood thinner. That means it helps prevent blood clots, one of the biggest risks if your arteries are already narrowed. A clot that forms in an already tight artery can block blood flow entirely, leading to a heart attack or stroke. But garlic does more than just thin the blood. It also has strong anti-inflammatory effects. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest drivers behind arterial damage and plaque formation. The more inflamed your arteries are, the more likely cholesterol will stick. Garlic helps calm that inflammation, protecting the inner lining of your blood vessels. It also lowers LDL cholesterol, the bad kind. Studies have shown that eating garlic regularly can reduce LDL levels and prevent it from oxidizing. And that's key, because once cholesterol oxidizes, it becomes sticky, damaging, and much more likely to build up along the artery walls. And let's not forget its antioxidant benefits. Garlic is rich in selenium, manganese, and vitamin C, all of which help neutralize free radicals that damage your arteries over time. So how do you add garlic into your diet in a way that actually supports your heart? Simple. Use it fresh. Chop or crush a clove and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes before cooking. This activates the allicin. Add it to soups, roasted vegetables, salad dressings, or sautéed greens. If you don't like the taste or smell, you can take aged garlic supplements. Just make sure they're standardized for allicin content and talk to your doctor if you're already on blood thinning medications. Now let's move to food number 2, extra virgin olive oil. Not all fats are bad. In fact, some are absolutely essential for heart health, and olive oil is one of the best examples. It's loaded with monounsaturated fats, which help lower LDL cholesterol while boosting HDL, the good kind that actually helps remove cholesterol from your arteries. But olive oil's benefits go far beyond fat content. It contains potent antioxidants called polyphenols, especially one called oleocanthal. Believe it or not, this compound has has been shown to work similarly to ibuprofen when it comes to reducing inflammation. So yes, olive oil is literally anti-inflammatory on a chemical level. By reducing inflammation inside your blood vessels, olive oil helps prevent the formation of plaque and keeps your arteries more elastic and responsive. That means better blood flow, lower blood pressure, and a reduced risk of cardiovascular events. You can use extra virgin olive oil in salad dressings, drizzle it over cooked veggies, or even stir it into warm soups just before serving. Just avoid high heat cooking. Olive oil is best when it's raw or gently warmed. And now, food number 3. One you might not expect, arugula. Arugula is a leafy green with a peppery bite, and it's quietly one of the most powerful heart health foods you can eat. Why? Because it's rich in natural nitrates. When you eat nitrate-rich foods like arugula, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is crucial for your arteries. It helps them relax and widen, which lowers blood pressure and improves circulation. It also makes it harder for plaque to stick to the walls in the first place. Arugula also contains vitamin K, which helps regulate calcium in the blood. This is important because too much calcium can end up in your arteries, contributing to hardening and stiffness, another factor in atherosclerosis. But that's not all. Arugula is also packed with folate, which helps lower levels of homocysteine, a compound that damages the lining of your arteries and increases your risk of heart disease. Combine all of this with arugula's fiber content and antioxidant profile, and you've got a green that goes way beyond salad filler. Add arugula to your meals raw or lightly wilted. Mix it with olive oil and lemon juice for a quick salad. Throw a handful into your smoothie or pile it on top of pizza after baking. Still with me? Let's keep going. Up next is food number 4, and it's going to be your new favorite snack. Number 4, berries. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. It doesn't matter which one you choose because they all bring serious cardiovascular benefits to the table. Berries are loaded with antioxidants, especially a group called anthocyanins. These compounds give berries their vibrant colors, and they do a whole lot more than just look pretty. Anthocyanins help neutralize free radicals, the unstable molecules that cause oxidative stress and damage your blood vessels. Why does that matter? Because oxidative stress is a major player in the formation of arterial plaque. When your artery walls are damaged by free radicals, cholesterol and other fats are more likely to stick. Over time, that sticky buildup turns into blockages. But the benefits of berries don't stop at antioxidants. They're also high in soluble fiber, which helps reduce LDL cholesterol by binding to it in your digestive tract and carrying it out of the body before it enters the bloodstream. Berries also have natural anti-inflammatory properties. Studies have shown that eating just a handful of berries a day can significantly reduce markers of inflammation in the blood, markers that are closely tied to heart disease risk. Let's not forget the polyphenols in berries. These plant compounds improve blood vessel function, lower blood pressure, and help the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels, stay strong and flexible. And because berries are naturally sweet but low in sugar, they're a perfect snack even for people watching their blood sugar levels. You can add them to smoothies, mix them into oatmeal, toss them in a salad, or just enjoy them by the handful. Now we're on to food number 5, and this one isn't just a food group, it's an essential nutrient, omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are a type of healthy fat that your body can't make on its own. You have to get them through your diet, and when it comes to protecting your arteries, they're absolutely essential. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation, lower triglycerides, decrease blood pressure, and prevent blood clots, all critical when it comes to preventing plaque buildup. They also support the flexibility and strength of your arteries, keeping them elastic and less prone to rupture. But one of the most powerful effects of omega-3s is their ability to lower levels of VLDL, the dangerous type of cholesterol that contributes directly to arterial plaque. At the same time, omega-3s raise HDL, the good cholesterol that helps clear excess fat from your bloodstream. You'll find the highest concentrations of omega-3s in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and anchovies. Try to aim for 2 to 3 servings of these fish per week, but if you don't eat fish, don't worry. There are plant-based options too, including flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, and walnuts. Just keep in mind that plant-based omega-3s, ALA, are less potent than the kind found in fish, EPA and DHA, so you may want to consider a high-quality algae-based supplement if you're vegetarian or vegan. And here's a bonus, Omega-3s also support brain health, reduce joint inflammation, and have even been linked to better mood and memory. So they're not just good for your arteries, they're good for your entire body. Now, we've covered the 5 powerhouse foods that can help clean your arteries naturally: garlic, olive oil, arugula, berries, and omega-3 fatty acids. But knowing them isn't enough. The next step is putting this knowledge into practice. Let's talk implementation, because reading about heart-healthy foods is one thing, but what does it actually look like to use them every day? Start small. You don't need to flip your entire diet overnight. In fact, gradual changes tend to stick better. Try swapping out one thing at a time. If you're used to cooking with butter or vegetable oil, switch to extra virgin olive oil. Use it for salad dressings. Drizzle it over steamed veggies. Even stir a little into warm soup just before serving. You get both flavor and function in one step. Next, look at your seasoning. Instead of reaching for salt or pre-made sauces, add fresh garlic to your meals. You can mince it into pasta dishes, rub it into roasted chicken, or stir it into homemade hummus. Garlic is powerful, and it doesn't take much to start benefiting. As for greens, rotate arugula into your routine. Use it as a base for salads, toss a handful on top of a pizza after it comes out of the oven, or mix it into scrambled eggs or a sandwich. The flavor is bold, yes, but it plays well with lemon, olive oil, parmesan, and even balsamic vinegar. Berries are easy. Buy frozen if fresh ones are too expensive or not in season. Throw them into your morning oatmeal, mix them with Greek yogurt, or just eat them plain as a snack instead of reaching for something processed or sugary. One handful a day can seriously boost your antioxidant levels. And finally, make it a point to eat fatty fish at least twice a week. If that feels like a stretch, start with once a week. If you're plant-based, start adding chia pudding to your breakfast or stir ground flaxseed into smoothies. And if you need to, invest in a high-quality omega-3 supplement. Just make sure it contains EPA and DHA, not just ALA. And remember, food is only part of the equation. These nutrients work even better when combined with other habits that support heart health. That means getting regular movement, even walking counts, managing stress, sleeping well, avoiding smoking, and limiting alcohol. Everything adds up. So let's pull back and look at the big picture. Here's what happens when you commit to this path. Your arteries start to relax, your blood flows more freely, your heart doesn't have to work as hard, cholesterol levels begin to shift, LDL comes down, HDL rises, inflammation drops, and you start to feel better. More energy, clearer thinking, stronger body, and less risk of the one thing that takes more lives every year than anything else: cardiovascular disease. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be consistent. If you're already taking medication, these foods can support and enhance what you're doing, not replace it. And if you're trying to avoid going on medication, this is one of the best first steps you can take. Either way, you're being proactive, you're choosing to protect your heart instead of waiting for something to go wrong. Because the truth is, heart disease doesn't usually strike suddenly, it creeps in, slowly, silently, over years of poor habits, missed checkups, and assuming I feel fine means I'm healthy. But it doesn't have to be that way. The power is in your hands. Every meal is a new opportunity to change direction. So take this list seriously. Garlic, olive oil, arugula, berries, omega-3s. These aren't miracle foods, they're real tools backed by science, proven in studies, and available in your local grocery store. You don't have to wait for a diagnosis to start eating like your heart matters. You just have to start. So what will it be? Will you keep doing what you've always done, or will today be the moment you decide to change? Your heart beats over 100,000 times a day. Let's make every one of them count. If you found this helpful, share it with someone you care about. Subscribe for more Heart Smart videos and let us know in the comments. Which of these foods will you add to your next meal? Your heart depends on it.